guys, you're back at Dakbuster podcast with Alexa and Hunter, and this is episode cuatro?
Uno, dos, tres, cuatro.
Cuatro.
Yeah.
Cuatro. Cinco next episode.
I was never good at Spanish, so.
You weren't?
No.
I took I had to go to my junior year. But I thought I was going to school out of state, and you need 3 years of, and I did not go. Went 8 blocks down from my house.
I needed 2 years from school.
Yeah, I thought I was going to go back to Illinois. It's 3 years from what I was told when I was applying schools.
That's pretty wild.
I know, right?
Oof, I wouldn't have made it.
But otherwise, we're back with episode 4, and we are going to jump right into it, I think, today.
Oh, I think so. We got lots to talk about, you know?
We do have a whole bunch. I showed him the list of stuff I want to talk about, and he said, I don't know half that stuff. Well, no, he doesn't know. He just hasn't seen it.
I haven't seen all of this stuff, or we spend 10 minutes talking about each of these things, so we're going to have like a 3-hour-long podcast.
We are. That's okay. You can hear our annoying voices for 3 hours.
Yeah, and you're going to love every minute of it.
Exactly.
Okay, perfect. I'm not wearing my vest.
You're not wearing your vest? God damn it. Cut.
I can't believe I've done this.
We're keeping that in.
I'm back.
Cool.
Oh, and now I am on duty. I just started my shift.
He did not clock in for Dakbuster today, obviously.
No, so I wasn't on the clock if you were asking me about movies a minute ago. And now I am.
Now you're on the clock.
Now I'm ready.
We have the old-fashioned punch cards.
Yeah, I had to go make sure that I was, all was
good.
well. I had a uniform up.
Oh, exactly. Oh, speaking of your uniform, should we talk about that?
Yeah, I suppose we haven't yet.
No.
4 episodes in.
Yeah. I mean, we are dressed in vests, but Blockbuster didn't dress in vests. Like, that was family video. We are taking inspiration from Stranger Things. Maybe a little show you've heard.
And also, I think old school, I think that's legit. Like, I think old school rental places, I think they wore, like, gnarly vests with buttons. Usually they say, like, hello, my name is.
Yeah, we're looking to upgrade our vests very soon and get name tags, but right now we kind of have these vests and we're using them.
And every once in a while, I'll add a new pin.
You'll add a new pin? I have a couple pins here.
I never take a pin off, though, so pretty soon this whole thing is just going to be, like, layered.
Yeah. What's your favorite pin?
Oh, my gosh. Well, I've got Pretty in Pink here. That's a pretty iconic 80s.
That's a good one.
Sopranos. I'm not a big fan of the show. Like, I think I've watched a few episodes, but meh.
I've never seen it.
But, I've got the Incredible button here.
Oh.
Just wait, though, because there's a few that I've got waiting.
Do you have a few that we're going to talk about?
That I'll bring on in a few episodes or so. I'll just add, like, one as we go every episode. I didn't add one today, though, but I have 2 new ones since...
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I ordered my button, and it's coming.
You ordered one?
Yeah.
We need a button maker. We had one of those at the job I had in college, at one of the college shops, and that's actually where we made this one. But, like, it was so fun because we could just make it, print it, and then you press the button. So easy. Seems like it's the most difficult thing ever, but it's, like, the easiest thing in the world.
Yeah. Button with our faces on it?
Oh my
God.
God.
No, that's traumatizing.
Oh my gosh.
That's traumatizing.
That would be, yeah.
God.
But yeah, so we got buttons. Do you have a favorite button?
I don't have a favorite button, but I have a favorite grouping of buttons. This is controversial.
Oh boy.
Let's just get it out of the way. I have a button that says Women for Reagan and Bush 84. And then above it says, just say no. And then next to it says, same shit, different day.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it just makes sense.
It does make sense, honestly.
I was told by one of our producers, ooh, rough.
Rough.
We live in a very political society.
Yeah, so it's dangerous out here. But I don't know if you guys can read them from that far, so we're fine. It's fine.
My favorite one is my IQ one.
Yes.
And it drops off my vest all the time, so we make jokes that my IQ is dropping. It's not.
It's not, I promise.
No, it's only when I lose brain cells when I talk to certain people. It's great.
That is great.
No.
But yeah, today, we've talked about some horror movies, horror TV shows. We've talked about some childhood faves. Some, obviously, we can go on for hours about childhood movies. But today, we're going down more of an adult path.
I'm sorry to stop you, but we're talking about childhood movies. We were children.
When these movies released that we're talking about?
Yeah, but we were all children for majority of our life. We haven't really cusped over the adulthood, have we?
No.
I haven't been 10 years into adulthood yet.
No. I'm literally like 4 years into it.
Oh.
4 or 5, you know?
But
yeah, I'm pretty mature.
But should we break out the movies that were probably made when we were born?
Yeah.
I can absolutely guarantee it, right?
I'm all here for it.
Ooh.
We made a short film, by the way. If you haven't checked it out, go to DAC TV on YouTube here. It's there. It's called Camp.
You think it's like a horror drama? It's not. Dun dun dun. It's horror comedy.
I don't know what it is. It's a lot of things. There's comedy, there's horror, there's
Drama.
There's horror, drama, suspense.
Overall, it took a dramatic turn and went right into comedy for us. But we're all comedic people.
Definitely for us.
Yeah.
I want to watch it with someone who's not like close with us.
Yeah.
And just see what they think.
Very true.
Send us your reactions.
Yeah, please do. But to the drama.
What movie do you have?
Oh, I have Dead Poet Society.
Oh, it's one of my favorites.
I'll be honest, you probably could talk more about this than I could because all I would say is that I was looking at our drama films and I'm like, ooh, I think I said in the first episode I don't like dramas.
Yeah.
And like, I've seen a lot of the dramas, but this one I can actually appreciate and like, I didn't watch it until my college year where it was mandatory. Is that what you had to do? That's weird for you.
Yep. I never saw it. I always saw it on the shelves at the movie rental place. I always saw it on streaming. I don't know which service it's on, but I know it's been on one for a minute. Maybe it was on Netflix for a while and then it moved over to like HBO or something, but it was always there and I was like, I don't know. I watched the trailer. I'm like, I feel like I'm not going to like it. And then I ended up having to watch it for a class, I think.
It's amazing.
So good.
So good.
And my close friend in college, Anthony, he had never seen it. And he's like a big film guy. And he had never seen it. So after I had seen it for probably the first or second time, I'm like, let's watch this. Like, you're going to love it. He absolutely loved the movie. Probably a little more than I did, honestly, because he's kind of poetic. He's a poetic person.
Is he a dramatic person?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Okay.
Which, I mean, so am I, but in a different sense. He's dramatic in this sense, you know?
Oh, over
like,
the top drama?
Loves like oh my god, the story is so rich, so heavy, so, you know?
It has so many hidden themes in it, but it's so like interweaved because you think the movie's going one direction and then it just takes like 500 different turns to get to the same ending that you predicted probably. Yeah,
and honestly, Robin Williams in this, like normally throughout even his dramas, he's very comedic. This one, the comedy really did take a back seat for me. Like he has a few punchlines, a few jokes throughout because it's Robin Williams. Like he's a funny guy. But no, I feel like he was much more serious through this and more of like he filled the role perfectly. Like he is a teacher that you would want to have, you know, where he makes like a boring subject super fun or whatever. No, I really love this movie. It makes me cry every time, but
I think there's been a lot of like one-off movies of like similar stuff. Like people have made movies like Dead Poet Society, and it's the same premise, but they can't capture. Like there's been a lot of movie with this blueprint that they can't capture. What this movie brings.
Yeah, definitely.
One of the movies that I don't like dramas, I said, but this movie probably my favorite drama. Drama. Perfect. But yeah, otherwise I don't have much more on dramas on my end. You probably could recommend better ones than I could ever.
Oh gosh, I could probably have a list. And like I said in a previous episode, like I never used to watch dramas. I thought they were too heavy and like boring. And then I fell down like a rabbit hole of all of these movies. This was one of them that I think I fell down that hole and like I found this one, had to learn about it in class. And maybe it didn't start honestly until I was in film school.
Yeah.
So like I had a newfound appreciation for it. But no, this one like, and this one is special because it still resonates today. like it was almost before its time, I feel like, because watching it today, I'm like, these are all themes in movies today that relate to the kids today.
100%.
Like, I mean, if you haven't watched it and you are a teenager, like, I feel like this movie, honestly, you'll watch it and you'll be like, oh, I understand. Like,
Yeah.
I can relate to this movie, which I think I really liked about it.
I think that's why I like the movies, because it's very relatable in
Yeah.
every sense it is. But I think I don't like dramas because I just like it provokes some type of emotion in you. I'm like, nope, don't want to cry this.
Yeah.
And it's heavy.
Yeah.
Dramas are heavy.
And so I went into filmmaking, like, I wanted to be a producer, director, actor, whatever it was that I did. And then I wanted to do it because, like, I found an escape from everything going on around me in movies, and I wanted to be able to tell a story and create that escape for someone else. Like, that's why I did it. And I think that's why I never liked dramas, because when I would watch movies, I wanted to laugh, I wanted to have fun, go on an adventure. So I was like, I can't watch those because I don't want to be like sitting in my room crying while watching a movie.
I know.
And now I will like go out of my way to watch a movie that I know is going to make me cry, which is just weird.
Really?
Maybe I have an emotional disconnect
Yeah.
in here.
I'm like it's too much emotion for me. I'm like, nope, God, turn it off. Too much emotion.
Yeah.
Bye. I like actions, and I don't know why.
That's funny.
But I always told my family I don't like action movies growing up because like my brothers would watch the exact same action movie over and
Yeah.
over and over. Like we'd get done watching it and start playing again. So I always told them I hate action movies, but I love action movies.
That's
no
funny.
idea why. Right?
That's funny. I have like a weird guilty
Suspense.
pleasure watching action suspense movies. Like, I think my dad absolutely loves action. Like, that's his go-to, you know?
Yeah.
But my mom, on the other hand, not so much. More comedy, more horror. So I probably have a weird mix of, oh no, dang,
Oh,
fries
no.
are done.
Oh, it does sound like that.
That was fast. No, I don't know. I have a weird mix. I almost like every genre now, whereas growing up I hated action. I don't know if I hated it because I hated it or because I was like, oh, I'm bored, whatever. They're blowing stuff up, cool, great. But now I'm like watching some action movies and I'm like, okay, this is fun. But I think
Yeah.
they're finding more balance
They are.
in like what people want to watch. So they add more of those comedy elements, more of those, I don't know, drama, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, no, that's this one though. I think that's a top 10 for me out of
Really?
all movies.
Interesting.
It's in my list for sure.
Pretty good.
It's funny you brought this one out. I have two
You have two?
this week.
What?
Yeah. Whoops.
No wonder you lost the dramas.
But I'm gonna start with this one, which is also another Robin Williams movie. This is Good Will Hunting.
It's so weird that you would associate him with like he's best known for his dramatic roles, but yeah, he's such a like people
Yeah.
knew him as comedy.
Yeah. And like he's easily top 5 actors for me
Yeah.
in like my lifetime, and you know, I grew up watching all of his comedies and like Mrs. Doubtfire, Flubber, like all of these movies, Jumanji, like all these hilarious fun movies, and then like never watched Good Will Hunting, never watched Dead Poet Society. He's got Patch Adams, I think.
Oh yeah, we have it right there. Look at that.
Yeah.
Add that into it.
Robin Williams in
That
a
one's
dramatic
sad.
role. Oh my gosh,
Oh.
it makes me cry
That
so
one's just
much.
rough.
It is. That one is good for like a dreamer. That movie, because like he's old.
Yeah.
He gets out of the institution and wants to be a doctor, and he just goes for his dream no matter what age he is. And I'm just like, oh, and he just wants to make people smile. That's not even my movie.
Yeah.
Here I am.
Yeah. But Good Will Hunting.
Yeah, no, Robin
I've never
Williams is
seen
a
it,
great
so
dramatic actor.
Tell me.
Good Will Hunting.
Yes.
Not what I was expecting going into it. This was another one where I was like, I don't want to watch it.
Yeah.
It's a drama. It's boring. Whatever. It was too adult for me until I was probably 18. I think is the first time I
Yeah.
watched it. 19. I mean, written by both Matt Damon and Ben Affleck, which is just mind blowing. They got the Oscar for it.
That combination makes all the sense, but no sense at the same time. I don't get it.
And
but I
they've
do
done
get it.
so much
Yeah.
together. And they're like best friends. They're just like best buds that just work together. It's weird.
Yeah.
No, so Robin Williams is in it. Minnie Driver is in it.
Oh, I love Minnie Driver. I'll watch it for that reason.
Yeah, it's honestly, the story itself is super engaging and just like entertaining because it's all about a kid who comes from nothing but has the brain of just a genius.
His IQ's not dropping.
No, his IQ stays high and grows. He's got like a
photographic memory.
Yes. Yeah. So he reads all these books just for fun and remembers all these things. He's able to do with these math problems and stuff, and he's a janitor at MIT, I think.
Question, why did he become a janitor? Was there a reason, or
he just didn't have money? It was like one of his like 2 jobs, I think, or a few jobs.
Interesting.
Comes from like dirt, and he's doing all this stuff. He's like not on the best path. He's getting in fights and going to jail and like all this stuff, but they're trying to like find out what his trauma is, what causes him to do all this stuff, and Robin Williams plays a therapist in it. And after meeting with many therapists, like Robin Williams is the only one that sticks with him and like is able to basically break him to the point of like, talk to me, like open up about this stuff. And it's super emotional, super dramatic. The writing is so well done. There's a line in this movie that's one of my favorite lines in any movie, and it's when he's trying to get some girl's number, and there's this other asshole, and they're like fighting in the bar. The guy ends up going away, and then he leaves the bar after getting the girl's number and goes up to the window where the guy is sitting in a diner, and he puts the number up against the window and says, do you like apples? And he's like, yeah. And then he puts the number on the window and goes, how do you like them apples? And walks away. And I'm like,
great.
Cheesiest line ever, but works so well for some reason in this movie.
That's great.
No, it's well done. It's the writing, I think, and the acting that makes this movie so great. It's not even like the cinematography, anything like that for me. It's literally the script and what the actors did with it.
Yeah, that sounds phenomenal. I'm gonna have to give that a watch for sure.
Yeah, it's heavy. It's a little long because it's like straight up drama. Like there's little comedy sprinkled in. Like I said, it's Robin Williams.
Yeah.
Gotta have it. Matt Damon and Alec, actually, both of them are also pretty funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a good one. It's a anyone can do anything sort of thing. It doesn't matter what your background is. That's basically like the moral of that film.
It's pretty cool.
And it's a fun one. I love that one.
I like the behind the scenes because I've always known that like it's 2 kids that came from nothing. Affleck and Damon.
And I think that's why I like those 2.
It's inspirational.
Yeah, even though Alec has,
He's with J-Lo now. It's okay. It's all okay.
No, he's not anymore. Yeah, he is.
I was like, what are you talking about? I'm so confused.
I called him Alec. His name's Ben Affleck. One too many Red Bulls.
God, we said Alec. I don't know. I'm going off whatever you say. I just know him for J-Lo and Jennifer Garner.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I know him.
But no, Ben has let's go back before I called him Alec, because that's bad. Ben has a little bit of a past, a little controversy.
I mean, like, I don't know, obviously. I don't know, I'm lost for words with him. Because none of it makes sense.
I mean,
to, like, lose Jennifer Garner.
Which, I love her.
She, talk about dramatic roles.
Yeah.
But, like, she's always been rom-com. But, like, what's that one movie she just came out with? Is it, like...
The one with her daughter where she's, like, fighting
her whole family gets killed. Remember?
God. What is that called?
Oh, we have to look it up. I'm sorry. But that one is so good.
It came out on Netflix, right?
It really showed...
Maybe not. No, it didn't. Oh, what's it called?
It was Netflix.
It's on the tip of my tongue.
It really showed, like, her variety as an actor.
And she trained like a mother.
She was built for that.
Yeah.
Jennifer. Oh my gosh, she's not the first Jennifer to pop up. Jennifer
There's
Coolidge
so many.
is.
Whoa.
Yeah, Jennifer
Good
Coolidge,
for her.
Jennifer Lawrence Conley. I don't know.
Aniston.
No, Jennifer Aniston's on here. Yeah, what are you doing, IMDb? Jennifer Gardner. There she is. Sorry, it's just half.
It's a revenge movie. What's it called?
It is.
Angel? No.
I want to see. It's not.
Peppermint.
Peppermint. I kept saying candy. It is peppermint. Wait, I haven't confirmed it, but I'm positive. Positive. When did this movie come out?
2016, 17
Really?
is my guess. Could be 15.
I literally can't find. Oh, Peppermint, 2018.
Oh shoot, I was close.
Yeah.
First guess.
I'm looking at her IMDb profile right now, and I'm like, oh, the Adam Project.
Yes.
We need to talk about that.
God.
We need to talk about that later.
That's a good one. I streamed that one. So.
I was like, have you seen it? It's
Yeah.
like so like. It invokes emotion, but in such a comedic way.
Yeah,
it's
that's
so
a
good.
fun. That we'll talk about that one because that's a fun one.
That's a whole analyze. Like, I mean, who's in it with her? What's his name? God, we're just thriving today.
Give me a second. Mark Ruffalo.
Mark Ruffalo. I mean, I love 13 Going 30, and people know that. So
literally one of the greatest rom-coms of all time.
To be reunited, it just like kills me.
I loved it. I was like, oh.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah.
But no, I think all three of these, honestly, great Robin Williams dramas. This turned from dramas to Robin Williams in a drama role.
Robin Williams appreciation.
He shows up in a lot of episodes of Dakbuster. You can tell who we love. But I do have a second movie before we move on. This is a war film.
You know, I think I've seen it, but I don't recall it.
Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah.
Also with one Matt Damon.
Really?
Yeah.
Who's all in it?
The cast is crazy in this.
Why can we never find the cast on?
Edward Burns, Matt Damon. Who else is in this that's super big? Give me a second. This is a dual VHS tape.
Yeah.
Oh. That's fancy.
Classic. Special limited edition.
And I mean, it's a Steven Spielberg film.
Oh,
That's also worth mentioning. Tom Hanks, obviously.
So Tom Hanks is in it?
Yes.
Okay, then yeah, I have seen it, but it was a long time ago.
No, this is like obviously one of the big films in cinema that people are like, have you seen this movie? And if you haven't, then you're kicked out of film school.
Really?
It's just very well done. It's a fun story. It's new. It's really well done, and it's Steven Spielberg, so it kind of makes sense that it's so well done.
I think it's interesting. I just read somewhere that Tom Hanks thinks he's only been in 3 good movies.
Yeah.
Was that one of them?
I think so. He said Forrest Gump, and I think
sense.
Saving Private Ryan, and then there was something else. I don't remember.
Seen it. Yeah.
Yeah, I had seen all of the ones that he said, and I was like, I agree. But he doesn't count like some of his rom-coms and stuff.
Toy Story wasn't up there. I know it sounds so stupid, but every single movie he makes. What is up with like people are like, oh, it's Tom Hanks movie. I just gotta watch it.
Even the Mr. Rogers one, I had an appreciation for. Maybe because I went to the screening at a film fest, but like, I was like, oh, he makes me so happy.
You remember when I told you I watched Elvis, and I knew he was in Elvis. I knew it, but when I was watching it, I didn't know it was him.
Where is he? I know he's supposed to be here.
Where's Tom? And then all of a sudden the voice, like he let the voice slip, and I was like, oh my god, that's Tom Hanks.
Yep.
Amazing.
No, he's a great actor. I hope he didn't sell his soul to the Illuminati or whatever people say.
Wow. Drake did that too, apparently.
Gone to Epstein's Island or whatever. Yeah. I hope it's not true. Because I black that part out of my memory. I just like him for the stuff he makes.
Mm-hmm. Who knows?
No, this movie is very well done. I think this is the movie that people say is the most accurate representation of a war scene in a movie. It's the opening scene. It's like
See, I don't want to go to war, so...
See?
A little rough for me.
And I went down like a weird hole at one point in my life where, like I talked about how I'll go down these rabbit holes of Robin Williams movies or like this sort of movie. I went through like a war portion of my life where I would watch all of the like iconic war movies. The Patriot, Saving Private Ryan, just like any major war film that came out. That's pretty cool. But yeah, this one, even veterans and everything are like, that's the most accurate representation of war in a film. And it's very well shot. It's very like, you are in the war.
See, I love history, but I always skip over wars. And when you learn about American history, that's pretty hard because we've been living through every single war known to man, obviously.
And we're part of them all.
I literally will skip history because I'd rather learn about the people.
Really?
I'd rather learn about the generals than like their mindsets.
Interesting.
And why they made certain moves and not just the body count. Why do they just teach you like 800,000 people died
Which
during
is
the
true.
Civil War. What is up with that? I don't care who died, but I'd love to know the reasons why you're trying to fight for freedom.
Yeah.
That'd be more lovely.
But yeah, those are the drama movies that we have suggested for you. If you have not seen them, check them out. Leave a comment telling us what you think. Send us your review, you know.
I'd love a review.
Do we have
Oh, perfect timing.
Do we have an email they can send us their full 5-page essays to?
Hi. Dakbuster at dakjam.com.
Send it.
Send it.
If you send us a 5-page review, we probably won't read it, but
That would be a clip. I really like this movie. When you're a kid and you're trying to get the 100th word. No, one of our producer, she sent us a meme, and it says, "Me after watching fake horror movies, scared."
we'll have to put it on the screen.
Yeah, exactly. Me watching true serial killer documentaries, falling asleep. This is so right. That's so us. It's hilarious.
So weird.
We'll put it up on the screen, but it's basically a meme that needs to be talked about.
That is relatable.
Perfect
I'm not gonna
timing.
lie.
No.
Ugh.
Otherwise, we definitely need to watch those movies.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen all 4
I've seen
multiple times.
I haven't seen Good Will Hunting. That's the only thing.
I
told you I've seen Private Ryan, but that's so long ago.
Yeah. Which one do you think, like, what's your guess? Which one do you think I've seen the least out of these 4?
I'm gonna say Patches.
Really?
Yeah, just like because you seem like it's weird to you. What is it?
Saving Private Ryan is the
Really?
one I've seen the least.
Well, it's very long, right? There's 2 VHSs.
It is 2 VHS tapes. So for all you kiddos out there who don't know what a VHS tape is, oh, look at this. Both of these are rewound. It's ready to be watched. That's great. You can take that home with you, Alexa, and study up.
I don't have a
Be kind, rewind.
I don't have a VHS player.
Oh my gosh, we could get you a VCR.
You got a VCR? Is that what they're called?
Probably a couple VCRs in here.
God, you know what? I don't watch anymore VCRs, but I do stream.
Oh.
What are you streaming lately?
Well, I'm happy to report that, first of all, my movie assignment from a few episodes ago will be here,
November 15th, you said?
something like that.
I was like, oh, it's coming from China, and this poor person sold it to him. It's like that sucker thinks he's giving him a DVD of the Hangman's Curse.
It's gonna be something else. I'm scared. But
Homemade movie.
There's a homemade movie. Oh my god. But also, one of the shows that I had talked about streaming a while ago that I was like halfway through last time I chatted, I officially only have 1 episode left.
What is it?
Midnight Club.
I talked about that, but
Yeah.
let me hear your opinions.
So last time we talked, I said, I'm waiting for it to pick up. And you were like, you were like, it doesn't.
It picks up, but
It
not.
picks up, but it doesn't get to a climax.
Yeah, it's weird.
You know, like you're rising, but more like a hill than a mountain. You know, it's like you're in
casually
North
walking it
Dakota
up.
and you're walking around the plains and rising a hill, not like going to Mount Everest and climbing to the peak.
Haunting Hill House had 3 suspenseful, like you thought it was the end of the season, and then they hit you again. Blind Manor, exact same. This, they're just telling stories, and
So
then you
far,
think it's
I've been able to pretty much predict every episode, like what's gonna happen. I don't really know what's gonna happen in this finale because it's kind of like, to me, I'm at the point where I'm like, okay, so that's the end. Like, you're not gonna get cured.
just trying to get through this movie.
Exactly. I'm like sitting there, I'm like, oh, so they're all gonna die.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty morbid.
Yeah.
I thought it'd be creepier, but whatever.
But you mentioned in the last podcast that you think there's going to be another season of it, and I was reading up, and they're just waiting for the green light from Netflix.
On the Midnight Club?
Yeah. But Mike Flanagan, the creator, writer, he, this is his only not limited series so far on Netflix.
Will he not be involved? Will he just be a producer?
He'll be involved, and he says that even if we're not picked up for a second season, he promises answers. So that kind of spoiled it for me that I'm going to be left on a hanger.
I love when they do that, like producers or like creators.
They tell you what it was going to be. Yeah.
It's so sad when you're like, I was just looking through TikTok and someone was telling us all the shows that didn't get renewed, and I'm like, okay, sounds good. And then you go and look, and then the creator tells you what exactly was supposed to happen. I'm like, yes, thank you.
Yes. When you watched Midnight Club, were you satisfied with the ending? Like, not in a way where you were like, oh my god, this show's great, but like,
I predicted the ending.
You would be fine with leaving it there and never looking back. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, I literally talked about that with The Watcher.
Yeah.
I was like, I feel like the Midnight Club was made for views. Not a lot.
Yeah.
Sadly.
Which, it is sad because there are some moments when I'm like, oh, this is very well written and well, like, produced and filmed, but...
Everything's good, but does it have that punch?
As a whole, I feel like I'm like missing something. Like there's got to be an element that's missing.
It's like actors are good, cinematography's good.
Yeah.
Storytelling, it's like they're missing some attachment to the storytelling. I wonder if because they're telling stories, you know, but when they start telling stories, that was my favorite part. When they're just wandering around the manor itself, it's just like, that wasn't even scary.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to be.
And honestly, I was just thinking to myself, like, is it because I am wanting more, like, more fear, more scares? Like,
something's missing. I can't tell what it is.
Yeah, because I'm watching it, and there's a couple moments where I'm like, ooh, that was a good one.
Wait. Is it when they're telling stories, though?
Yes and no.
Yeah.
Not a lot during the stories, though, because they're more dramatic in the stories, other than there's one story where there's, like, the most it got the Guinness Book of World Records most jump scares in a singular scene or something like that.
No way, that's cool.
And I think Netflix actually shared that clip, but basically it's one of the stories, and, like, it's when the girl just keeps, like, ah!
Oh, yeah.
And they're like, no more jump scares, like, within the show, but... no, I mean, every time they're seeing ghosts, like, that's, like, the most exciting part for me.
It's anticlimactic.
And then it's just like, oh, she passed out.
No one can beat Bent Neck Girl. No one can beat that, ever.
No.
Feels so bad.
Like we talked about, he, takes...
stories,
yeah, he takes stories and then he makes them into shows and writes them for television. I just... want him. There's got to be another story that is as good as Hill House.
I told you, Mike. Contact me. I'll get you some stories.
I mean, yes, but like.
Oh, that like house. It's just anticlimactic.
Yeah.
It's just not what I'm looking for. But whatever.
But
I'll watch it. It's still actually better than a lot of other content that's out there. I think that's why I'm so critiquing it. Because it's still pretty good content for, like, really bad content out there.
I mean, it's a well-done show if you're going into it with a different mindset, I feel like. I went into it expecting, like, Hill House level content.
Yeah.
And that was my mistake. If I didn't know it was a Mike Flanagan show, I think I would have gone into it with a different mindset.
That's very true.
Like, if I would have told you, like, oh, you should go watch Midnight Club, without saying, like, oh, it's... Mike Flanagan, it's Hill House creators show, like, I would definitely go into it thinking a completely different thing. Blank slate, all I've seen is the trailer.
Yeah.
But
whatever.
I had expectations, they were brought down. I need to start going into a lot of things with lower expectations. a lot of movies.
For movies,
and shows.
The books that get turned into movies, I like to read the book after, because the book's always better. Let's establish that. Book's always better than the movie. Very few exceptions. But I like enjoying the movie thoroughly, and then going and reading the book and enjoying it 10 times more, and I'm happy both ways. Yeah. I'm not reading a book before a movie comes out. No. And sometimes I have already read the book and the movie does come out, and then I just feel disappointed, and I don't want that ever to happen again in my life. But
I'm the worst with that because I don't like reading very much. Like, it's not my favorite thing, which is weird.
You write scripts.
Because I like write. But, no, I mean, there are obviously books that I've read that are movies that I've seen. Yeah. Harry Potter, Hunger Games. There's, like, a plethora of them that I really enjoy the movies and I really enjoy the books. But, I don't know. It's not like it ruins it for me reading the book and then I'm disappointed.
No, it's
like it doesn't
even more
do that
excitement.
to me. But I don't know. I just don't get into that. And Honestly, Midnight Club, I would not have known what the story was before. Because
That was a book.
Yeah. It was. Was it several stories that he brought into one, or was it?
It's like a collection.
Okay. Weird. It reminds me of. Did you see? I think it was Guillermo El Toro. Or I don't know. I probably just butchered his name, but that horror director. He did the Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. That came out, and that was like a childhood book of like scary stories.
Yeah.
And I remember reading them. I had one. But they came out with the movie, but it was PG-13, and it was not scary, and it was built up so much to be scary, and I was watching it, and I'm like, exactly what we said about Midnight Club. This is a little bit older of a Goosebumps, Goosebumps with swearing.
Basically, that's what Midnight Club is.
Yeah, but it's fun. Like, that would be something if I was like my mom throwing me into horror. I feel like Midnight Club would be a good one to like throw my kid in at first, and then like start showing them Pennywise.
It's just scary enough.
And The Shining.
You really went direct with Pennywise.
Yeah, Midnight Club. Do they like it? Okay, we're jumping right to the scary clown.
Right to Pennywise. Right to it.
Yep.
Killer clown.
Children of the Corn. You
Right.
are now traumatized.
There you go. No, I got done watching that the last weekend.
Okay.
And then I started watching. Oh, what have I watched? Oh, Tell Me Lies.
Okay. I don't know if I've even heard of this.
I didn't either, and then I just kept seeing it. It's very like dramatic chick flick.
Okay.
But it's so good. I can't even describe it because you're trying to figure out the mystery to the end. It's still not complete. It's literally about these characters' lives and what each character has baggage they brought into college.
Okay.
And you think that, it's going to like wrap up or something like that. Who ends with who? Because it's basically the girl comes back 8 years later after college to a wedding reception. And then you find out every lie that they've all told each other throughout and how they got to that point at the wedding.
Interesting.
But it's basically nothing bad happened 8 years later. So that's why I'm really excited, because I know 8 years later there are so many lies that was never brought to the
Weird.
surface.
So series or movie?
Series, and additionally you're trying to figure out who this guy ends up with at the end, and you think it's obviously not the girl, because the girl's coming back and is afraid to see the guy.
Yeah.
It's established.
So like you know that right away.
Yeah, exactly. But she was madly in love with him. But he's a complete narcissist.
Well.
So like, you don't want her to be with him. You don't want to be, but you're like, who does he end with? And then at the end, I was like, wow, I was not expecting it. It's such like, it's almost like the season ended halfway, and usually you get a conclusion to the ending. But basically, I'm like on the edge of my seat.
Yeah.
It makes no sense. And it's so realistic, so real life problems, but so dramatic that you're like, what is going on? I don't understand how we got to A to B to C.
Weird. I'll have to check it out. What is it on again?
Hulu.
Hulu.
Yeah.
Hulu's been, and I think
it's a Disney box.
Disney purchased Hulu, and ever since I feel like Hulu's been like elevating their content.
They don't pump out content for views.
No, never.
But they have enough like funding to not do that.
The funny thing is Hulu will put out a show and you don't hear about it.
Do you? There's that one, John Green. He wrote Looking for Alaska.
Yeah.
He just made a TikTok. He's like, people are like, oh my god, I just found out Looking for Alaska was on Hulu. And he's like, you know what Hulu did for Looking for Alaska? Make a great show. You know what they didn't do? Promote the show. So no one knows it's on Hulu.
Yes.
And it's such a good series, I will say. I saw it a long time ago, and he was so upset. He's like, they made an amazing show and did not promote it.
So weird.
Uh-huh.
Like, how do their numbers even, when I think of Hulu, I think of all the shows that are on TV that I don't have cable for and I want to watch. Grey's Anatomy, just random shows like that.
Yeah.
That are on actual cable television. I don't think of their original content as much, and they've got, I think it's like FX as well, because they've got like Steve Carell's new show, The Patient, but I never heard anything about it, and then I'm like going on to Hulu.
Weird?
And
I
I'm
don't
like,
understand.
oh.
I don't feel like they need to promote it, but at the same time, I don't think they promote it enough like Netflix.
Yes.
because Netflix is always obviously there for the views. They need to make content. They need to get the views. Hulu is like, we're just gonna chill and we already have this pre-made content.
Yeah.
We're gonna create curated, well talked about series. But you know what Hulu does? They cancel a lot of shows the first season.
Really?
They do that a lot. If it doesn't work, they're done. Netflix sometimes get them the second season on shows that don't deserve it. Hello? Oh, there it is.
No, that's interesting. And honestly, with like Disney absorbing Hulu, like instantly I saw so much promotion for Hulu shows on Disney Plus's accounts. I saw so much promotion for
Keeping Up with
Disney
the Kardashians
Plus on Hulu. And I remember asking you, I'm like, are the Kardashians going to be on Disney Plus or are they on Hulu? Because I thought it was a Hulu show, but Disney Plus is sharing the trailer saying streaming on Disney Plus, blah, 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 blah. But they're just getting us like mentally prepared for when it's completely 100% won.
So I told you about me sharing the passwords.
Yeah.
Now, if I want to watch HBO Max, Hulu, Disney Plus, Stars, and you can add on Showtimes and other packages.
Yeah.
You go to the Hulu app to watch all that content.
Really?
So I don't have to go to 500 different apps. I'm going to one, and it gives me live TV. And my brother tried to steal my live TV, but I got it back.
Doing that way?
Yeah. Yeah, because I know I pay for it. You pay for additional HBO Max, but it's on there, exact same price.
So what if you're using your parents' HBO Max?
You just get your own and then have them compensate you.
Interesting.
Just tell them to cancel their package.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's very convenient. I was thoroughly impressed.
That's so
with
interesting
Disney
to me.
And monopolization.
It's so interesting to me how HBO Max is like added on to Disney.
Oh, it's so weird. But I think they must be like a subsection of Warner Brothers. Was that bought by Disney?
But does Disney own Warner?
I don't know. It's weird. I got surprised when I was adding on packages, and they're like, "Oh, add on HBO Max, add on Showtimes, add on Stars."
But also, I think HBO is its own element because I recently got YouTube TV.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. I signed up for the subscription because I wanted live football.
I have ESPN Plus. That's included in the Disney Hulu, ESPN.
And can you watch live games on that?
You can if you have live TV.
Which
I discovered
you're probably
that
getting anyways with the package, right? I used to have Hulu Live TV when I was in college, and that was how I got my shows and stuff. But I was like, I don't want to pay for this. But you can add HBO Max onto your YouTube TV subscription as well.
Oh, cool.
So it must just be like an add-on that you can add on to all of these live
It's
services.
like when you have DirecTV or Dish TV, you could add on HBO. It has to be that.
Yeah.
It has to be it.
Which, HBO, smart move. Now, if Netflix can start dipping their toes in that, Netflix will be...
They should just all, like, congregate and just add on a mega price, and we'll pay it monthly.
Disney...
Like, we will. We'll pay monthly
Disney
for it.
will just, like, buy out Netflix, buy out this.
Yeah.
Eventually. I think so, too. They're the only ones that are wealthy enough to just do it, honestly.
And they're not stupid by segmenting, like, Hulu shows. I know they want to combine Disney and HBO Max is struggling in a sense, and, like, because there's so much content out there.
Yeah.
But, like, the smartest thing HBO Max did was to be called an add-on, and then we just pay it. Yeah. And then it's all in one searching area. Yep.
And then you've got, what is it? Is it Paramount that's morphing with something else? Paramount Plus and Peacock, or what?
Oh,
Peacock and...
What is it? I'm sorry, you just told me about it, too.
It's funny, though, because, like, now... Everything that we knew was going to happen is happening.
Discovery and Paramount Plus.
Yes, they're all morphing now, which only makes sense because only for so long will people subscribe to every single platform.
Yeah.
You know, like I will subscribe to one to watch a specific thing, and then I'm going to be like, okay, well I watched it, bye.
Cancel at the 2-week trial.
Exactly. I mean, it's the smartest route to go is to just buy out these things and everyone will prosper.
Yeah, it is. It truly is. Monopolization, stuff like that. It's fine. We'll pay.
Could you imagine how much Disney would have to spend to buy Netflix, but how much Netflix would gain out of it, and then
Disney is just, it's hard.
And then it's just Disney. Everything's
That's a whole
just
marketing
Disney.
situation that you would just have to think about.
That is a complete monopoly, but it's fine.
I'll pay whatever prices you want to charge me.
I
did
want to watch my content.
Dish and Direct. We paid those prices. And
Yeah.
people were like, it's a cheaper option. It's no longer a cheaper option.
No.
But it's the place that all the content's going.
Yeah, streaming's wild. We could talk about that for hours.
I mean, I said I was streaming little Tell Me Lies, Unsolved Mysteries that just came out on. It comes out every Tuesday on Netflix. I was asking if you watched it. I love the original Unsolved Mystery. See, your mom threw you into horror. My mom didn't let me really watch kids shows. She's like, Unsolved Mysteries on Lifetime. Let's play it.
See, I don't think I watch it because it just makes me mad.
Really? Because it's not
unsolved.
Unsolved. Yeah, I know.
I just want to know.
It's so sad.
Who did it? How do we not know?
And
Can someone tell me who did it?
I think that was the best thing Netflix ever did was bringing it back because it is so like people are motivated to understand or solve the crime when it's like brought back.
So like now you got the social media warriors trying to figure out what's going on, like you know.
True crime podcasters.
Come find out if we'll ever make a true crime podcast. I think I know the hosts.
Oh, for sure. I will agree.
Oh, I love it.
What else have I watched? I don't know. I was all over the place. He hasn't still watched House of Dragon though, so that's very upsetting.
It's on my list. I think it's number 1 on my list.
You haven't watched House of Dragon yet, which is disappointing. But
number 1 on my list.
We'll have a whole show dedicated to that. You know I still call House of Dragon Game of Thrones.
What?
When I refer to House of Dragon, I just say it's the new Game of Thrones.
Oh.
It's so bad.
Is it just as good though? I need to know.
You know everything that's going to happen. It's no twist or turns. I mean, George R.R. Martin is still writing the books for the series that has already ended.
It's valid.
Do you know there was supposed to be several more? He said there needs to be like 4 more seasons. And is it Brothers or something?
Yeah.
That produced it all. They had something with Star Wars, I want to say.
Yes, they made the new...
And then it flopped. And George R.R. Martin was like, yeah, we could have done 4 more seasons. And it needed 4 more seasons. And I completely agree with him.
Yeah, they sped it through. They had talked to George R.R. Martin, though, right? Like, about the ending. And he was like,
He said everything went too fast.
Yeah.
They're like, they needed a season devoted to conquering King's Landing.
Yes.
They needed a season devoted to Night Watchers. No wonder everyone says like that's unclimactic with the Night Watchers.
I mean, here's the deal. And when you're fighting the Night King, and it's like literally 1 episode.
No real backstory that much with the Night King either. And I think they're going to get in the books from what I read, like what he was talking about. But it needed more seasons. It totally did. And it's like, it's money hungry grab.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, we're at the height of our career. We'll grab it. But like, now you're just producing that spinoffs. There's like 9 spinoffs in the work for it. I mean, I'm really excited for Snow.
Me too.
I do think Daenerys will come back because the dragon took it. And then Melisandre, they're thinking that she's going to bring Daenerys back.
I mean, when you're in the world of Game of Thrones,
everything's possible.
Jon Snow came back to life.
Well, it's fine. It's been like 8 years since
that was like
premiered.
season 6, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, do you know in the book their mom was like resurrected, but a zombie resurrected? The Stark's mom, I can't think, Catelyn. She was like resurrected or something, and they're like they skipped over that part. Like they could have added it, and it'll make more sense probably when they do Snow.
They took so much of their time in the first few seasons, like just took time. And made the story build. And then they were like...
That's why people are just upset with the ending. I think people would like Bran as king if it wasn't so forced down the throat.
And if you spent more time with him. You know, you used to spend equal amounts of time with every character. Mm-hmm. That's why it took so long, but you understood why they were doing what they were doing, what was happening everywhere, and then you got to a point where you're like, you're here, now you're here, now you're here, now you're here. This is what's happening. This happened, but we're not going to show you. We're just going to talk about it.
Do you know my favorite part with Bran? Is that you literally like, oh, he got his abilities. He knows about Jon. That's it. That was it. Oh, he's king now. He's king of the 7 kingdoms or whatever it's called. That was it. And I was like, he has the most interesting, complex storyline out of all of them. I think that's why everyone's so upset.
Which is valid. We definitely need a whole episode on Game of Thrones.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
I feel like I want to rewatch Game of Thrones soon. It's been long enough where I feel like I can sit and binge it all again. I haven't binged it since I watched it
It's insane.
last. Like, I watched the last season, and I haven't binged it since that was live.
Yeah, I haven't binged it since the last season. That's very
That had
true.
to have been like 2018
Yeah.
that it finished out. So it's
COVID hadn't happened yet.
Which, why didn't I watch it in COVID season?
I don't know. Tiger King was out.
Oh.
It just makes sense.
I mean, I only watched like half of that.
Really interesting.
Yeah, I didn't get into it.
I didn't think I was gonna get into it, and I got really into it. I was like,
Shoot.
I swear she killed her husband.
Carol Baskins.
But whatever. Though another HBO Max that I just started streaming, that he won't start streaming until the end of the seasons, is White Lotus.
Season 1 was great. Loved season 1.
Same premise for season 2, I can absolutely guarantee it.
Really?
And then it's like, you know what White Lotus is? Just a complicated version of Clue.
Yeah, but it's not even like a real crime.
It's not a crime, don't get me wrong, it's not a crime.
It's like just drama.
There we are. I repeated it.
It's just like drama. But it's so great and funny and dry and like...
It's my sense of humor, and that's why I love it so
Yeah.
much. It didn't get the hype, the White Lotus didn't get the hype it deserved until after it was completed.
From the public.
From the public.
Critics, they were like,
Love.
so many awards at the Emmys.
White Lotus was not that well advertised in the hemisphere.
No.
At all.
No.
And I clicked on the show one day and it was only an episode and I'm like, oh, it has some actors that I really like in it.
The cast
Connie
is
Britton,
phenomenal.
Alexandria Daddario. It has
Sydney Sweeney.
Sweeney,
Jennifer Coolidge.
the
what's
queen
the,
of White Lotus.
What's the dad's name? He's a
I don't
funny
know, but
guy.
he always plays the funny dad too. He's great in
and
that.
he's a great dramatic actor.
Mm-hmm.
He was in a movie, like thriller horror movie called The Perfect Getaway or something like that. And he plays such a good character. No, that show is written phenomenally. Acted.
Molly, what's her name?
Molly.
From SNL that plays the mom. Isn't it Molly?
What mom?
The rich entitled boy.
Oh.
What's her name? It's Molly, right? I probably have it wrong.
It's an M.
She is phenomenal, though. We're looking it up. I'm sorry.
I can see her. Superstar.
I
She's in
know.
that movie. What's her name? What's her name?
No,
Oh
Will
my God.
Ferrell.
It is an M. It's got to be an M.
She's probably my favorite character in it, actually.
Oh my God.
I know it.
I can see her face too. That's what's bothering
So
me the
clear.
most.
Where is he? Oh. Molly Shannon.
Yes.
At least I knew it was Molly.
No, the cast is great. I will watch season 2.
Season
And
2, they got better actors. Not better, because they just upped their actor game.
Are they big names?
Yeah, they got a few big names in there.
Okay.
Audrey Plaza is one of them. She plays a bitch.
I didn't know Audrey was in
And
it.
she's not funny.
She's the love of my life.
She is not funny.
At all?
Well, that's how I put. She doesn't play her comedic self.
Oh.
She plays such a. It's phenomenal. It feels like you're not even watching her.
I love Audrey
She's
Plaza.
great.
She's
Yeah.
like the love of my life. I fell in love with her watching a show I think called, was it Legion?
Huh.
I don't remember what it was. It was
Yeah.
like a Marvel like show on FX, and like she's so funny.
It's great.
So dry. She's great in Parks and Rec. Like just in real life too. Interviews on talk shows. She
the best.
makes me laugh my ass off. Like I don't know if I've ever laughed so hard as to watching her in interviews. Her and David Spade, those two are the two on talk shows and late night shows and stuff that I will watch and I'm like, oh my God. Aubrey Plaza is in the new White Lotus season. Why did I not know that?
I don't know, because she's the most, besides Jennifer Coolidge, she's the most famous person on there.
I love her.
But what I'm gonna do is eat Dakbuster, like catch you up on it, but not in the sense of like spoilers or anything like that. I'm gonna tell you like if I was scared, suspenseful, best
I'll
episode
watch
out of
it.
the whole season. You will watch it, please.
Fine. This will be the one show that I keep up with in live time.
But you know what's funny is that from episode to episode, it's such a different story each episode.
Yeah.
It's just there's no reason to binge it all together.
It's just
I wait for Sundays when the White Lotus comes out. I know.
I'll do
Sorry.
it. I will do it, and we can talk about it as we go.
Sounds good. I love that show.
But yes, I think we have talked about streaming. We have talked about dramas, all the things today. We've been going on.
And we didn't even touch base with half the other stuff we want to talk about, but that's why you need to tune in for the next Dakbuster podcast.
Oh, there it is. The next time. But yes, that's Alexa. I am Hunter. I went to film school. I know everything about movies, and Alexa knows nothing but everything I do not know. And as always, be kind and rewind. We'll see you guys next time.
Bye, guys.
Bye.